Nokia came out of Finland to dominate the cell phone revolution in less than 10 years. It quickly developed into being one of the valuable and recognized brands across the entire globe. At its peak, Nokia controlled more than 40% of the global market for mobile phones. While its ascent to the top was rapid, so was its decline, which resulted in the selling of its mobile phone division to Microsoft in 2013. The current dilemma at Nokia isn't primarily due to its technology. Additionally, don't blame its designers and engineers. The business is still innovative. This video is going to be about Nokia's failure. Initial success. Innovative management choices based on Nokia's cutting-edge technology drove its impressive growth in Europe as automation and deregulation of telecom services spread rapidly. Nokia was led by a young, cohesive and dynamic production team. Even so, Nokia's supply chain had nearly completely failed by the mid-1990s, putting it at risk of bankruptcy. Some strict methods and producers helped Nokia become extremely efficient and increase manufacturing and supply significantly faster than its competitors. While NMP's revenues grew by 503% between 1996 and 2000, its workforce grew by 150% to 27,353 workers. There's a price to pay for this rapid growth. Nokia's main development centers were under intense pressure to satisfy short-term performance targets, resulting in a lack of time and resources for creativity. Nokia's primary business focused on incremental improvements, so the company's data division seized on the innovation mantle. Founded in 1996, it produced the world's first cell phone, as well as Nokia's first camera phone and its revolutionary 7650 second-generation smartphone, which was released in 2012. Causes of Nokia's failure. For whatever reason, Nokia didn't get on the Android bandwagon. In contrast to other mobile phone manufacturers, Nokia remained staunchly opposed to technological advancements. A new series of Android-powered smartphones from Samsung quickly followed. Nokia's executives anticipated that buyers would reject touchscreens and that QWERTY keypads would remain popular. This misinterpretation led to its downfall. As a result, Nokia had no interest in adopting Android as part of its product line. Instead of observing trends in the market, Nokia created and launched the Symbian operating system. Apple and Samsung had already solidified their strongholds, so it was too late for everyone else. As a result, the Symbian OS had difficulty breaking through Nokia's collapse mainly due to this. Nokia's failed marketing activities. Most businesses fail because of weak marketing strategy, which was the case with Nokia. Umbrella branding didn't work for the firm. Apple began as the first company to put the iPhone at the heart of its overall branding strategy. It kept adding new versions year after year, extending its reach. Nokia failed to learn from Samsung's mistakes when it released the Galaxy line of smartphones after doing the same. Reliability in Nokia's long-standing customers was gradually being lost. The company's sales and distribution methods were a failure. After understanding the problem, Nokia chose to build fresh hardware and software features. Nokia's opponents had already published similar materials, therefore they were devoid of creativity. A major cause of Nokia's exit from the mobile business was its inability to promote and distribute its products effectively. Industry moving too slowly. As innovation and fashion evolved at such a quick pace, Nokia was forced to fall behind. Until recently, Nokia was known primarily for its hardware more than its software offerings. As a result, the company first neglected technological advancements to avoid the risk of promoting innovation to smartphones. It was too late when Nokia realized it needed a distraction. As opposed to being a pioneer, Nokia decided to make the changeover after virtually all of the big manufacturers had already begun selling excellent phones. Overestimating strength. The brand reputation of Nokia was underestimated. Despite the fact that Nokia's smartphones were released later than expected, the company predicted that people would still flock to merchants to purchase Nokia products. There was a blunder. People believe Nokia will remain the market leader if it continues building its business on top-notch software. That's far from the case, as we can see for ourselves right now. The company had to use an error phone and clunky piece of technology because it had no choice but to. In the minds of Nokia, returning to the glory days of the company would be the answer to all of its difficulties, but that wasn't how things worked out in the end. Absence of innovation in goods. The absence of creativity in Nokia's products exacerbated the company's woes. as Samsung and Apple continued to enhance their phones year after year, Nokia debuted Windows Mobile with few features. Insufficient creativity was why the Nokia Luma series, which acted as a startup approach, failed. The dreary and unappealing design elements did not help. Even during the 4G era, Nokia still didn't have 3G capable smartphones. Nokia also announced the Asha line, however it was too late. Poor decisions and a reluctance to take notes were to blame for the downfall of the mobile titan. Because of this, Nokia has been slow to adapt to new technologies. Nokia's demise was used as a case study to demonstrate the importance of constant improvement and growth. For a corporation that was once the world's largest mobile phone manufacturer to go bankrupt in 2013 is a terrible fate. In addition, Nokia was lacking in strategy and leadership. Keeping up with the competition at the moment. Nokia is a well-known international brand that has dominated the smartphone market since 1997. It had a 39% market share and until 2007 was the most famous brand. However, things started to change after Google and Apple entered the market in 2007. Nokia delayed its entry into the smartphone market because it undervalued the danger posed by new competitors that did not see how the preferences of its customers were changing. The Nokia failure serves as an illustration of how even large companies can lose shares of the market if they can't adapt to changing conditions and maintain a close eye on their rivals. Despite no longer being as important as it once was, Nokia still exists today. Even if its glory days are long gone, it's still working to reclaim them by not making the same mistakes again. After selling its cell phone division in 2014, Nokia shifted its attention to network infrastructure through Nokia Networks. More than 150 countries are served by Nokia Networks, which also offers professional solutions to service providers and operators, as well as platforms for communications and network services. In terms of global telecom infrastructure, Nokia was ranked 5th in 2018 and is quickly advancing to the top. In 2016, Microsoft paid HMD Global, a business made up of former Nokia executives, $350 million for the mobile phone sector of Nokia. Under the Nokia brand, HMD Global introduced an Android-based smartphone in 2017. The crowd responded favorably to the company's Android smartphones. It's still a long way from coming up to the competition right now though. Things that Nokia must do. Try not to get caught up in nostalgia. It's time to put the past behind you. Although playing Snake on a Nokia handset was a good time and it may have been many people's first cell phone, Nokia needs to break free from its past. First, of course, the name value is significant. Nokia is well known. HMD Global is correct to exploit that. It also requires a new beginning, which is harder said than done. Control expectations. A small number of corporations dominate the smartphone market, and most businesses have given up on the prospect of competing with these behemoths. There have been numerous failures over the past to demonstrate how risky it is to introduce a brand new device name to the market. Nokia will never again hold a sizable portion of the market. Even if its prime is long gone, it can nevertheless achieve success. Realize that hardware and software are on an equal footing. Nokia ran its phones on Symbian for many years. When it first partnered with Microsoft to operate the Windows Phone software, this changed in 2011. Although this didn't work in hindsight, they may have possessed something at the time. However, Microsoft had a trait with Nokia in that it did not adapt to the times and stay up with iOS and Android. Users will be more likely to check out a new Nokia thanks to the ecosystem that has already been formed, and the firm will need to continue to recognize and value the significant status of hardware and software. That's all there is for today. Leave us a comment of your thoughts on Nokia's failure. Also, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to our channel if you enjoyed the video, and click the notification bell to never miss our videos. Stay tuned.